Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin Roberts. I am your confident communication coach, and I'm excited to welcome you here to my community where you will be supported with resources to speak up for yourself in high stakes situations with calm, confidence, and connection. For over 2 decades, I have helped hundreds of singers, actors, public speakers, and everyday conversationalists just like you learn how to use their voice and body with clarity, power, and expression. And I'm passionate about bringing the confident communicator method to women who are growing into their best selves. My bigger mission is elevating women's voices everywhere, helping women to be heard, and helping women to express the dynamic, beautiful people that they are. So in today's video, we are going to be exploring how to create posture that will give a message of clarity, confidence, and connection when you are speaking up for yourself in those high stakes conversations, in those moments that really matter to you. Those moments could be a professional presentation. It could be an emotionally charged discussion with a family member, or it could even just be a casual chat with a friend where you really want to feel heard. So let's dive in. Posture is an exciting element of empowering your voice. 90% of communication is done through nonverbal cues rather than the words you say. And this is true of spoken or sung communication, public speaking, acting, everyday conversations, or any type of vocal use. What you're doing with your facial expressions, your gestures, and your body is 90% of how you're expressing yourself. And I have an entire module dedicated to learning about nonverbal cues in my Vocally Empowered Signature program. For this mini course, we have a great place to start by just looking at posture, which is the overall line of your body frame from head to toe. It's the frame that communicates to other people what's happening with your energy. Are you tired? Are you engaged? Are you present and focused? Are you closed off and protecting yourself? These are some of the broad cues that someone can pick up on based on how you hold the overall line of your skeletal frame. As posture can communicate energy to others, it also communicates energy to yourself. It's kind of a chicken and egg situation. Your thoughts and feelings will communicate to your body, and likewise, your body can communicate back to your own thoughts and feelings. So if you start making your face smile, it won't be long until you genuinely do feel happier and smilier. So we can use that same principle here with posture. We want to start preparing your body regularly to feel confident, fearless, strong, and sure as you are in learning to express your voice. So we'll create a posture that will send that message to yourself and to others. Now that your body is warm and the blood is flowing, let's address posture for vocalizing, which you'll use anytime you're doing focused vocal work, like this right now during the course, or engaging in singing, public speaking, elongated periods of conversing, or any similar activity with your voice. We're going to build a posture that's very similar to mountain pose if you're familiar with yoga, which is the core pose for standing in attention. And this pose is also very similar to ready position for most sports. So we're going to build this pose from the feet on up. So I'm going to adjust the camera now to make sure that you can properly see the very lowest parts of my body for the foundation. We're going to start by standing with your feet hip width apart. We don't want them too close right next to each other, and we don't want them too far with too much of a gap between. We want your feet just comfortably right underneath your hips or shoulders with a little bit of space between. Next, we're going to want to look at the knees, which are the next joint up in the posture. We'll bend our knees just slightly, just enough so that they are not locked. I'm going to demonstrate this also from the side, which I believe it's easier to see. Here's my knees slightly bent. We don't want them completely locked out straight, And we don't want them way too bent here. We just want them nicely flexible so that if you needed to quickly move into motion, your legs would be engaged and ready to go. The next joint up from there is your hips, which are directly connected to your knees being in the right spot. When our knees are slightly bent, it automatically puts the hips into a position where the tailbone is facing straight down toward the floor, which is what we want. We want the tailbone facing straight down to the floor. You'll notice that if your knees are not in the correct posture, it will also put your hips not in the correct posture. So let's take a look at this. If we lock those knees out completely straight, look what happens to my hips. It puts this kind of forced curve in my back, which is uncomfortable over time and doesn't allow the hips to be in the right alignment. Now the tailbone is pointing a little bit kind of at an angle to the floor. So if we bend the knees, watch what it does to my hips there. It automatically puts that tailbone straight down where we want it. After the hips, the next joint up from there is the shoulders, which we want them rolled gently back and down. We want them relaxed. We want kind of what you would think of as a proud, standing at attention posture in the chest. From the side, this looks like this. My shoulders are not rolled back so far that I'm puffed out, and they're also not so relaxed that I'm slumped over, but they're just rolled barely gently back and down so that they're straightly aligning with the rest of my posture. And from the front, that looks like this. The last joint up from there is the neck, which we want the neck to be just gently free to move in any direction. So it's almost kind of like it's sitting gently on the top, the very top of the posture, and it can roll and move in any direction that we need it to. We don't want the neck to be too tense from the side, puffed out like this, or moved too far back, or to any one direction, kind of tightly kept. We want it just to be free to move. And that's the completion of the aligned voice posture. So this is your new power pose, your stance for expressing yourself with ease and poise. Practice using this aligned posture every day as much as you can in small opportunities, such as waiting in line at the grocery store, pausing for a quick conversation with a colleague between meetings, or even just standing around your kitchen while you're making a meal. Anytime you're standing, you can become more aware of how you're holding the line of your body and what you want it to communicate out about you. The more you practice empowered posture, the more it will naturally become a habit without you even having to think about it. And this will build the solid foundation that you'll need to continue learning about your voice and finding more unique ways to use it. This concludes our episode today on how to create confident posture for important conversations. If you got a lot out of this video today, please do me a favor and like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow and it allows me to continue making valuable content for you to keep learning. If you really resonated with this method, I'd like to personally invite you to enroll in my free 60-minute masterclass, where I will teach you my 4-step method to having high-stakes conversations with confidence. And we will apply not only posture, but many other elements of using your voice and body to speak up in those important moments that really matter to you. And you'll find the link to enroll for free in the description box below. Additionally, you can take these techniques so much deeper by checking out my mastermind program called the Confident Communicator, which is a self-paced plus live coaching hybrid program dedicated to going so much deeper into the transformation from a passive, reactive communicator into someone who steps fully into their power and learns how to harness the incredible capabilities of your speaking voice as a tool to connect with people, to develop an authentic sense of yourself, to excel in work situations, and so much more. So, if you know you have dynamic things to say, but you often find yourself tongue tied or in uncomfortable discussions without a clear strategy, you will love this program. And I'll encourage you to click the link in the description box to find out more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.